to go for? Okay. Well, what were your expectations coming into this tournament? And you must really like Congaree right now.
No, not a ton of expectations. I just had 3 weeks off, so it was good to kind of practice a little bit. My game felt pretty good, but it's golf. You never know. So but my game had been trending in a decent direction, better than it had been a couple months ago. So, I was excited to play here. I like the golf course, so obviously it was a good week for me.
What specifically was the reason you played so well this week, and you had a chance to tie Chesson toward the end? What went right for you this week?
I putted the ball pretty good. I got a lesson from a guy he's actually based out of Indiana, Bruce Rarick. Just made like a slight adjustment in my posture and kind of my setup, and just kind of cleaned up my stroke a little bit. And I had a couple 3 putts, which is easy to do out here, but overall I putted really well this week.
Can you talk about how close you might have come to retiring or giving up golf for longer than 3.5 years? How seriously did you come to thinking about doing something else?
Well, I didn't play 18 holes for over 3 years. I had 3 shoulder surgeries, and then so I thought I was done, to be honest. My hand kind of went numb, and got referred to a guy down in Dallas named Greg Pearl, who looked at me and said, I got to take out your first rib. And as soon as he did, my shoulder didn't hurt anymore, and I was like, well, let's see if I can get my game back in shape. And so it's been fun. It's been tough. It's kind of like starting over. When you're out of the game that long, all your old feels aren't the same. So my coach, Mark Wood, who's up in Charlotte now, we've been together 20 years. We've been working hard to try to get it back. And he came up here this week and gave me a couple good tips and kind of got me going in the right direction for the week.
Was there any indication when you were playing these tournaments in the past this season and missing the cut, was there anything that told you that you should still be out here?
Well, yeah, my good was still good enough. It was just my bad was horrible. It was like all of a sudden I'd miss 140 yards and make double, and it was like, and then I'd play 4 or 5 holes pretty well and look like a real golfer. So once I kind of got rid of the bad, it was like I knew the good was still in there. It's just kind of getting it to be there more consistently.
Do you find how did you get that self-belief to keep going? The results were pretty rough this year.
Yeah, you just got to work at it. There's like I worked my ass off for my whole life to get out here, and I just needed to work a little harder. I think I didn't appreciate how hard it was going to be when you don't do anything competitively for 3 years, like stuff that we just did naturally because I did it every day. I had to start over, and I thought I would just kind of take back up and be where I was, and I wasn't going to be that way. So it was just hard work. Nothing's given to you in this game. You just had to kind of go back to the range and figure it out.
Did you ever have a moment where you kind of had a heart-to-heart with anybody and said, well, maybe the game's passed me by?
You miss a bunch of cuts in a row, and you're getting up to late 40s. There's not a lot of guys. There's been some guys play well this year, but percentage-wise, there's not a lot of guys my age that I kind of came out here with still around. So that's just the fact of the matter, right? That's kind of what we all sign up for. There's times when you think that, but I just knew I wanted to keep working at it and see how good I could get. And this week definitely gave me some indication just with my length, and I played with some younger guys, and I was hitting it right with them all week. So, I'm excited for the rest of the summer.
What did today feel like? Did it feel like riding a bike and being in contention where you're used to it, or did it feel new again and nervous?
Yeah, no, I was. Look, I think everybody was nervous, but I think my mental state was really good. I went through my process, and it was fun to be out there and get the nerves going. I've had nerves going just trying to make the cut this year, so nerves going trying to win is a lot more fun.
Do you find that you're an inspiration to a lot of the players, and now you're just a competitor? You're not the inspiration guy. Now you're the guy that's trying to win the tournament.
Well, I hope so. That's what I'm trying to be. And if that inspires some people, great. But look, I'm trying to keep my job and trying to stay out here until I turn 50.
And at 50, you're thinking about the Champions Tour?
Yeah, for sure, man. It was. I saw some friends when they played in Tulsa a couple weeks ago, and they look like they're having a ball. So. My body's still healthy and my game's good enough. I'd love to compete with those guys.
Yeah, I want to ask you about your body. I don't know if you want to put it in percentage, but is it all gone? It's the right shoulder.
My right
right?
shoulder.
Yeah. Is that all?
No, I don't even think about it anymore. Yep.
And that wasn't from wear and tear from golf. That was from a backpack.
Yeah, I picked up one of my kids' backpacks in the back seat of my truck, lifted it over the front seat, and there might have been some damage in there. You never know, but that was definitely the thing that did it.
When was that?
That would have been late in the year of 15, and then finally in the early part of 16, I went in and got an MRI, and 85% of my labrum was torn.
And then the bone spurs they found while they were looking around?
Yeah.
And then the rib thing was just like a miracle of modern medicine, right?
Yeah, so like my labor repair went great. My doctor was fantastic, but I just couldn't hit balls. It hurt all the time, and he referred me to another guy, and he said, look, man, it's kind of a unicorn deal, right? Like not very people have it. So as soon as he took the rib out, I got the relief I needed.
And so what are you going to take from this tournament? Where do you go from here?
I got a week off. I'm not in the U.S. Open, so I'll probably be pissed off for a couple days that I didn't win. I felt like I should have, had a good chance to win the golf tournament, and then I'll get back to work, get ready for Travelers.
I got one more thing. 3.5 years away from golf. Did you do anything golf-like just putting around the living room, or what did you?
Oh, yeah. But my body, every time I try to go practice, it hurt, so it was probably a blessing that I never really got close to coming back because I was just so far away. So I just coached my kids' sports teams and had fun doing that.
What was in that backpack?
I don't know. Too much stuff.
Thanks, Bo.
Thanks.